Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Love Our Life. Today we are going to take you through the entire process of Halloween Horror Nights, everything that you can expect if it's your first time, how to prepare, where to go, and just how to make your life easier at this event. So come on and join me. First of all, I think the most important thing for you to do whenever you're going to Halloween Horror Nights is always do your research, learn from others, watch YouTube videos. You can watch ours from last year and some of our friends. I'll link those down below so you guys can check those out. But it's always a good idea to have a game plan and understand what is going to go on at this event. The first thing that you need to know is that this event is not kid-friendly. Now, while kids are not turned away at the gate, it would be suggested that 18 and older or 16 and older would probably be the best advantage for this event because it does get a little frightening and it does get a little creepy. Now, let's get into the fine details of everything that you need to know. And our friends at Horror Night Nightmares are actually going to help us out on this one because they set up a complete guide of everything that you need to know. So we are going to go through that and I'm going to link that down below so you guys will be able to check it out on your own. If you get to the park and you forget it and you don't have time to rewatch this video, that guide will be down below for you to watch. So let's get into it. Now let's start off with directions and parking. Now a lot of times I understand that parking can be frustrating at these events, that there's things that go on that are very frustrating. And let's admit, sometimes Universal has a hard time with the flow of traffic and everyone there. People like to ask questions and take way too much time during these events, which makes it even more annoying. But here are some things you can note here. Parking. Follow the signs to the parking structure. Fees and restrictions apply. Drop-off. There's a drop-off area. Just follow the signs for taxis and drop-off. Free self-parking is available after midnight on all Halloween Horror Nights events and non-Halloween Horror Nights event nights. Free self-parking is available after 6 p.m. Additional restrictions may apply and are subject to change without notice. And the address, 6000 Universal Orlando, Florida 32819. Now, daily parking fees. Prime parking, $50 to $60. Pricing is seasonal and may vary. Prime upgrade, $20 to $30. Pricing is seasonal and may vary. And regular parking is about $30. Pre-sale parking is available after midnight in all Halloween Horror Nights events and non-Horror Nights events. Pre-sale parking is available after 6 p.m. Additional restrictions may apply. Now let's talk about the dates. We are getting a record-breaking 48 nights this year, which is pretty awesome, pretty cool. It's going to be September 1st through the 3rd, 6th through the 10th, 13th through 17th, 20th through the 24th, and 27th through the 30th. Then in October, we're getting October 1st, 4th through the 8th, 11th through the 15th, 18th through the 22nd, 25th through the 29th, and of course, October 31st, Halloween. But then this year, it's actually going into November 1st through November 4th. Now, this has been kind of a controversial thing. Some people are really excited about this. Some people are not. I'm not really sure where Universal lands on this and what's going to happen with this event going into Grinchmas, because literally Grinchmas is less than 10 days after the 4th. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I mean, it is what it is. All tickets are on sale right now, including the frequent fear passes. So this is something that I wanted to talk about, that if you have not had the chance to purchase your frequent fear passes, I actually haven't bought mine yet. I usually wait about 2 weeks out, which is next week. But I would suggest buying those very soon. Do not wait until the day of the event, because usually the day of the event, opening night is usually always at capacity and always sold out. And for the last 2 years, frequent fear passes have become unavailable that night, and then they reopen them maybe a week or two later. So if I were you, I would make sure that you have this done at the time, well, probably right now, but definitely before opening day, probably a few days before that, make sure you secure those and get those done, because that is one of the most important things to make sure that you have done, because you want to get into the event. Now, if it's a one-night ticket, I would suggest going ahead and buying that now as well. You don't want to wait until the day before or the day of, because there's not a guarantee that you're going to get it. So make sure you do that and get that taken care of, because you definitely want to get into the event. Now, Stay and Scream. Stay and Scream is something that you may want to consider doing. Usually an additional fee. I believe this year it's $40 more. But this allows you to enter the park between 3 and 5 p.m. and you go into a holding area, which is called the Stay and Scream. Usually these are centered at Central Park, Richter's Burgers, Finnegan's, and this year it is also rumored that Minions Cafe will be part of the Stay and Scream. Now, my suggestion for Stay and Scream would be, depending on which house you want to get to, but to avoid the heat, because a couple of hours standing in line, usually the lines open around 3 to 3:30, and so you're ended up standing in the line for about 3 hours or so. My suggestion would be to do something like Richter's or Finnegan's or Minions, where you can actually go in and enjoy the air conditioning. If you go over to Central Park, you'll be standing out in the Central Park area, along where the Simpsons land is and Springfield, all that, and you may just end up having heat stroke. Last year, we had someone that actually passed out from heat stroke because it was so hot. So after that night, we ended up going to Richter's Burgers and chilling there. It was very chill, very easy. They have a freestyle machine in there. Just do your cup and just go in there and fill up your drink. You're good for 3 hours just to sit there and chill. And they have restrooms. So altogether, that's probably your best bet. Now you're asking, what is the advantage of Stay and Scream? Why should I do Stay and Scream? To do Stay and Scream, you're going to hit 2 or 3 houses right off the bat, knock them out within the first 20, 30 minutes. Because if you opt not to have Express Pass, which we usually don't because they're so expensive, if you opt not to do Express Pass, this is your fastest and best way to get through at least 3 of the houses, maybe 4, very quickly. Last year we got through 4, I believe, within an hour. Also, when you buy your pass, you actually get 6 months free of Peacock. I consider that a value. I love Peacock. We watch it all the time. The Office, Parks and Rec, all that kind of stuff. And they have some really good films on there as well. So that's another advantage that really doesn't, pertain to Halloween Horror Nights, but it's there. Okay, pass holders. Here's what you've been waiting for. When is your free night? When are you going to do this? A lot of people wait on this to try to plan their vacation to come down around this time. Now, like my family's coming down, they are going to be using it the second weekend, which is nice. But let's go through the dates and let's show you the exact dates. Starting in September 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 24th, 27th, and 28th. Now going into October, you only get 2 days, October 4th and October 5th, and then in November, November 1st, November 2nd. So, with that being said, remember, when you do have this, you do get a Stay and Scream or a Scream Early ticket with this, so you don't have to buy it additionally because you're a pass holder. It's a lot of information to remember. Just remember, if you're a pass holder and you're using your pass holder ticket for Halloween Horror Nights, you do get a Stay and Scream ticket. Now, this only applies to Premier pass holders. If you have preferred, seasonal, or any other pass, it does not apply to you. It is only Premier pass holders that get a free Halloween Horror Nights ticket and a free Stay and Scream ticket. So that's something to remember. But just remember, once you use it, that's your one time. So that's it. You don't get an additional one. You only get one. So use it wisely. I think we're going to use ours in October this year because we are buying the frequent fear passes. So we'll have to wait and see when exactly we are doing it, but it's still good to know. Now you're asking about frequent fear passes and what exactly frequent fear passes are and how they are utilized. We have several different ones, and let's go through these really quickly. We have Rush of Fear, which actually gets you into the park the following nights, September 1st through the 3rd, 6th through the 10th, 13th through the 17th, 20th through the 24th, and it is $179.99 per person, and with Express Pass, it's $529 pretty steep. Now, do remember this $529 is express pass every night that you go. So the value of it is pretty good. But for us, just a couple that live here in Orlando, that's a lot of money to shell out. But anyway, let's continue with the actual frequent fear pass. You get up to 30 nights on this one. And usually this is every Sunday through Thursday. So for us personally, we're off on Fridays and Saturdays. This doesn't really work for us, but for you, it might work out perfect. The dates on this one are September 1st through the 3rd, 6th through the 7th, the 10th, 13th through the 14th, 17th, 20th through the 21st, 24th, 27th through the 28th. Then in October, the 1st, 4th through the 5th, the 8th, 11th through the 12th, 15th, 18th through the 19th, 22nd, 25th through the 26th, 29th, and 31st. And in November, the 1st and the 2nd. Now, this is Frequent Fear Pass. And our last one here is Frequent Fear Ultimate, which gets you every night of Halloween Horror Nights, because I'm not going to bore you again and go through all those dates. But through the Ultimate, you get the most. And the ticket prices on that is $374.99 per person. With Express Pass, it's $1,000 basically each. So $919 each on that one. So all these are additional ticket add-ons, like the Scream Early ticket that you can get, the Express Pass that you can get. Express Pass varies by the night, so it just depends on which night. You can do just one single night. You don't have to have it added on your Express Pass. You can just sign up for one night. And then the RIP tour, which is something that we are talking about experiencing this year. And the RIP tour is a guided tour. It's very much like a VIP tour. Through the event, you get to go through all the houses. You get a commemorative RIP tour credential lanyard and button, a pre-reception in Cafe La Bamba, and unlimited Express Pass with all the rides throughout Halloween Horror Nights. Now, the event admission is not included in the listed price. Separate Halloween Horror Nights events admission is required for all RIP tour experiences, so you have to have the actual valid ticket to do so. But their prices do vary on this. It goes from $379 up to as high as $469. So it just depends on what date you go to that these events actually and how much they are. So they do get pretty expensive at this point, but you know, is it worth it? We've done a VIP tour before and it was well worth it. So I would probably suggest doing so. Also, you can get a Unmasking the Horror tour, and this will give you exclusive access behind the scenes to 3 to 6 houses, depending on which ones you choose. And the houses this year include Universal Monsters, Chucky, Stranger Things, Yeti Campgrounds, Dueling Dragons, Blood Moon, The Last of Us, The Darkest Deal, and Dr. Oddfellows Twisted Origins. Now, these do vary on which tour that you decide. Like if you do the 3-person tour, or if you do the 3-house tour, it's The Last of Us, Darkest Deal, and Dr. Oddfellows. If you do the 6-house tour, it's The Monsters, Chucky, Stranger Things, Yeti, Dueling Dragons, and Blood Moon's offerings. So these dates do vary. Now, they are sold out of some September dates already, but they are $199 each, and then $169, $189, like just vary in the different ones. So it's very pricey event if you want to do everything, but you know, it just is what it is, and everything like that. So we do have a separate video talking about all the houses, so I'm not going to go through all of that with you guys and explain all that, because that video is up above and down below for you to check out, because we go over everything in there, what you can expect for the scare zones, the houses, and everything else, which we are super, super excited about. But I will say that if it's your first time going, please prepare. Please be ready. Make sure you bring an umbrella, because it does like to rain a lot during this time. So you definitely want something to prepare yourself. Our first year at Halloween Horror Nights, we did not know anything. We weren't even Well, I guess we were living here at the time. It was awful. We got drenched, and I'll put that video down below for you guys to see. It was crazy. So make sure you bring an umbrella. Make sure you bring plenty of water. Get your freestyle cup. Make sure you bring that because it is a long night. You're going to be there from probably 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. depending on if you get express passes or not. So, you know, I say all these things to try to learn from like my mistakes from the first time that I went, and you're always going to make mistakes. There's always going to be something that you're like, oh, I should have done this better. Oh, I should have done that better. But by the time you go a couple of times, you'll become a pro at it. You'll know exactly what to do and how to get there. So it's exciting. It's also exciting. Make sure also that when you're there, you check out the Tribute Store, which should be located in New York. They have yet to confirm that, but all the signs lead it'll be into the New York section of Universal Studios. So make sure you check that out. Get you some Halloween Horror Nights merch. You don't want to stick out like a sore thumb and wear something that's not Halloween Horror Nights. Please do not come to HHN wearing a scary Mickey pumpkin or something like that. You can if you want. I'm just teasing you. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this helps you a little bit with how to prepare for Halloween Horror Nights and gets you excited and lets you feel at ease about the event. It's not complicated at all. It's very easy. It's very stress-free. Just make sure you have your tickets ready to rock, ready to roll, and have it all good to go. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. Hit that like button and the notification bell so you know when our next video is coming out. And I will see you in the fog. I'll see you next time.